I shot him 6 times. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. I shot him 6 times. This guy, this man, he's not human.
Halloween 2 was written by John Carpenter but directed by Rick Rosenthal in 1980, starting only seconds where the first one ended after Michael Myers takes 6 shots to the chest and vanishes, as Laurie Strode is taken to a creepy abandoned hospital and Michael Myers follows suit, killing anyone who gets in his way, continuing one long Halloween night. Now let's talk about why this movie works with the positives. The first couple of scenes in this movie were amazing and shows us more of what made Michael Myers stand out in the first film, as we follow him stalking and killing random residents of Haddonfield before making his way to the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital and upping the kill count tremendously. Cinematographer Dean Cundey was one of the returning crew members who gave this film its distinct similar look and feel to the first one through the use of lighting and cinematography, which resulted in giving this film the consistency it needed, which is why this sequel is commonly paired back to back with the first one by fans. This movie's score is an updated synth version of the first by Alan Howarth. It's okay, but isn't as good or memorable as the first one. One of the main reasons why this movie works in continuing the story that Halloween set up is that most of the cast and characters return, like Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie, Donald Pleasence as Loomis, along with Charles Cyphers as Sheriff Brackett, and Nancy Stevens as Marion Chambers, who all do a great job. The kills and gore in this movie are upped as a response to the success of Friday the 13th, making this installment more entertaining and gruesome, while still keeping the tone and simplicity of what made the original great. There is also some subtle foreshadowing throughout this movie, such as Dr. Loomis carrying around a yellow lighter that he uses in the third act, along with Ben Tramer's death foreshadowing Michael's death at the end of this movie. The third act is perfect, and gives a good ending to Loomis, Michael, and Laurie. Now let's talk about what holds this movie back, with the negatives. Due to Nick Castle not returning to play Michael Myers in this movie, he was replaced by stuntman Dick Warlock, giving Myers a much more robotic feel, unlike the first one, ruining some continuity and breaking the overall immersion. This movie is the one that famously added the twist that Michael Myers and Laurie Strode are siblings, which Laurie never even learns and just feels like a lazy way to shoehorn a motive that wasn't even executed well. There are some parts of this movie that drag, and feel pretty useless. With better editing, I feel it could be tightened along with removing the sibling reveal into a much better movie. The character of Laurie Strode was sidelined in this movie, and is barely present, just in a hospital bed most of the time, and doesn't come into action until the third act. The new characters introduced at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital come across as cliché, with almost no character development, only present to be killed off by Myers, upping the kills, gore, and suspense in the process. Overall, Halloween 2 is a solid and organic sequel to the first, making this movie feel like a worthy continuation and addition to the Halloween series, despite being dragged down by cheesy characters and some slow scenes, giving this installment a 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching this review. My next one will be on the fan favorite Friday the 13th, Part 2.